Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market and another green day in the markets today. So let's talk about it. What's going on? Some stocks, some price points, because there are a lot of stocks to talk about right now. So let's do a quick update of what happened this week and then go over some different price points of some different stocks where I'm looking to enter and where I'm looking to exit. Remember, right now we're still in the dip. So this is when the money is made in the stock market. It might feel a little bit weird if you're newer to the stock market and this is your first big dip, then you might not like what's going on. But for more experienced people who've seen this happen time and time again and again and again, this is time to make some money and buy, because we're going to see a huge rally in the next 3 to 6 months in the stock market, in my opinion. All right, we're going to go rapid fire today because we want to talk about a lot of different stocks. But first up, we have Apple down 5% on the week, however, still up 14% in the last month. A lot of people are asking and wondering if this is the time to buy Apple, time to sell. In my opinion, it's going to go down closer to the support of $165 to $160 per share. That'll be a good entry. And then even long term, it could definitely get down to $150 per share again. But in my opinion, I'm not going to be selling my Apple shares. What I'm doing is holding tight onto mine. I also have another $5,000 in other accounts with Apple. But the best thing you can do is dollar cost average consistently into Apple. When you see those dips under 150, that's going to be a great time to buy a little bit heavier. Next up, we have Meta, or Facebook, down 2% in the last month, not really making much moves in the last 3 months either. So this one out of the big tech stocks, I think, is the best deal out of the FANG stocks. I'm heavy on Facebook. As you guys know, I probably have around $15,000 to $20,000 in Facebook, but most of it is for long-term investments. We have about $4,000 in the Robinhood account for shorter term investments on Facebook, because I think that they could explode in the short term. But I'm really looking at the long term, because if we also scroll down and look at their market cap, they're 1/3 the size of Apple and half the size of some of these other huge tech companies. So in my opinion, with the whole Meta rebranding, they can easily be one of the biggest companies in the world in the next 5 to 10 years. So at only less than a $1 trillion market cap, I think Facebook stock is a steal if you plan on holding for long term and you want to be in a stock for the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, now after that, we have Amazon. And these 3 stocks, by the way, that we already went over in this video are my favorite 3 stocks. So I'm looking to load up on them during the dip as much as possible. Now, these stocks don't dip as much, so it's a little bit harder to buy the dip. That's why I typically like to dollar cost average in. But if you can get Amazon around $3,200 per share, I think that's a great place to start your position. As you can see, I have $3,300 as my average cost, and we have $2,100 in Amazon. And I have more in my longer term accounts, probably have around 5,000 to 7,000 total in Amazon, but most of this is for long term holding. Amazon's one of my favorite companies in the stock market, with only a $1.7 trillion market cap, smaller than Microsoft, and about half the size of Apple. Amazon is definitely a steal in my opinion. It's only up 4% in the last year, up only 300% in the last 5 years. And it's been following the support and resistance that you can see right here between June and December for almost, over the last year. It's been following the support and resistance in a general upward direction, which you typically always like to see from a stock. And the last time we saw that going on with Amazon was in 2018 to 2020. It really didn't do much moving between those 2 dates, and especially between 2018 August and 2020, it actually went down 5%, but then it had the breakout performance. So we could see a possible another breakout performance with Amazon if they continue to do what they're doing and keep growing, keep partnering, keep taking over companies like we've been seeing with Amazon. All right. Now, after that, we have Disney, which is another stock I'm buying, one of my favorite stocks in the stock market at the current price, under $150 per share, down 14% on the year. And it was at the support of $170 basically all year, and it broke way below that support, down around 15% from that support. All right, now in the last 5 years, if we look what's going on, we go back to 2019, before Disney Plus was even a huge thing. This was what, 3 years, almost 2.5 years ago now, to July 2019. And what we see is that Disney stock is basically the same price that it is now. We see it at $148 today. And in July, we saw it at $140, $144 per share. And in November 2019, we saw it above $150 per share. So it's like you basically got to travel in time, go back in time to 2019, excuse me, and pick up some Disney shares for under $150. You know, you would have to ask yourself, would you do that if you had the chance? Because right now you do have the chance. And if we look at the market cap, we only have a $270 billion market cap on Disney. So for it to get to a $1 trillion market cap, it basically has to do a 4x, right? Which is definitely possible with Disney Plus. And if Disneyland moves into the metaverse and the metaverse becomes a huge thing and Disney Plus keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you know, I think that's definitely a possibility that we can see Disney in the next 5 years or 10 years to a market cap of $1 trillion. So if you're a long-term holder, these stocks that I'm talking about in this video should definitely be on your list, even though they do have short-term potential. You know, Disney can easily get back up to that old support, which is now the resistance of around $170 per share. So I definitely think that this is an interesting stock to have your eye on in the dip right now. After that, we have my favorite stock in the stock market during the dip to buy currently, which is going to be PayPal, and it's down 34% in the past 3 months. So that's obviously concerning, and there's nothing fundamentally really wrong with PayPal. It just had a lot of hype build up, you know, in just like 1 year, for example, it went up like 200%, PayPal. So obviously it's going to cool off a little bit, and we're buying at those 2020 levels. Under $200 per share is a great place for PayPal, but we're not going to talk about them too much because I've been talking about them in a lot of videos recently. Now we also have ChargePoint right at a support right now, down 29% in the last month. And you can actually see that support. It's very attractive and looks very tasty right now, right under $20. We even saw it set at a new support right at $17.99 or right below $18 per share. Okay, so this is an opportunity to buy a swing trade. This is more of a shorter term trade, and to sell ChargePoint at $25 per share, you might have to hold on to it for a couple months, but I think that that could definitely happen. We've done it plenty times in the past. If you guys have been a follower of this channel for any time, you guys probably have made some money on ChargePoint, and now's the time that I'm probably going to be loading up more on ChargePoint, but I really want to see it down a little bit more. But remember, the goal is not to buy at the exact bottom, because nobody can buy at the exact bottom. It's just, you're just trying to get the best deal possible, and you're trying to buy the most and your biggest positions as close to the bottom as possible. All right, Baba's after that, another smoking deal. However, there is a lot of risk with Baba involved, almost at a 5-year low, which is absolutely crazy to think about. You know, in a couple more months, it will be a 5-year low. This will be a 5-year low for Alibaba, which is insane to think about. Obviously, there's so much fear right now with these China stocks. Nobody wants to touch it. I'm personally buying for long term, but that's a super long-term mindset. You have to have like a 2, 3, even a 5-year mindset with Alibaba. Okay, after that is Snapchat, which is an advertising play. All right, advertising is going to be big in 2022. A lot of companies are going to want to be bouncing back, and advertising, Facebook, you know, obviously that's why I like Facebook. I like Google. We should have probably talked about Google earlier in this video, but I'm saving that for Sunday's video. We're going to add Google on that list, and we're probably going to add a few of these other ones, dive a little bit deeper into like Snapchat and maybe PayPal and some other ones on Sunday. So as always, we'll have a banger video on Sunday. I hope you guys did like this video because this was a banger as well, but we have Snapchat at a 1-year support at $45 per share. All right, so it broke the support, which was, you know, $48 per share. It's headed down. It's basically in free fall mode right now. But we've also seen it at $39 per share establishing something. So that could be some headwinds. You know, there might be some inkling of data suggesting that Snapchat will bottom at around $39 per share. However, you can't always trust that. And remember, it's not about getting the exact bottom or timing the exact bottom, just buying the best deals possible. And if you can get great companies like Snapchat and PayPal at 52-week lows, and if you're a long-term trader or a long-term investor, then why not? You know, it just makes sense. So guys, that was the video. I hope you really did like it. I wanted to talk about so many more stocks like Wix and DraftKings and much more. So make sure you hit subscribe so we can talk more on Sunday and I can give you some beefy, juicy stocks, some hot stocks to be watching forward through the week. We'll talk more about price points, where I'm trying to buy, where I'm trying to sell personally. If you want to see this in real time and see the stocks that I'm buying, when I'm buying, how much I'm buying, where I'm buying, then go ahead and message me on Instagram, because I have a close friends list program that gives you access to all my trades and when I sell also. If you haven't already, make sure you follow my only other Instagram page, which is the Daily Cryptocurrency, where I post 100% cryptocurrency content. Just like this YouTube channel goes over the stock market in detail almost daily, I also have a YouTube and an Instagram on cryptocurrency, and I love to talk about cryptocurrency, so make sure you be a part of it over there. I do NFT giveaways almost weekly on the Daily Cryptocurrency, by the way, so if you want to get some NFT giveaways, make sure you hit that follow button and turn on your my story notifications, because I often post a lot of the giveaways on my story on the Daily Cryptocurrency. Share this video with a friend if you think they'll find it helpful. Guys, subscribe on YouTube with that post notification, ring that bell, like this video, comment below what your thoughts are, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.